Hi, my name is Justine. I work for the World Resources Institute, and we partnered with the AI research team at Meta to collaborate on this map of tree canopy height around the world. This is the first time this has ever been done globally at a half-meter resolution scale. And so we used a foundation model that was trained on 18 million satellite images and then uses computer vision to do depth estimation. So it takes in a normal satellite image like this and then outputs the height of the trees in meters.
So you know the height of all the trees in the world?
Yes.
All over the planet?
Yes.
You have an exact map to half a meter?
Correct.
That's kind of amazing. And what is possible to do with this?
Yeah, well, I work in restoration, and we're really excited about this data set because with the high resolution data, we're able to track the progress of planted trees much sooner in their lifetime. Before, it took maybe 5 or 10 years for a tree to be tall enough to see it from space, or you'd have to send somebody to the field to monitor the progress of a restoration site. Now we can do it within 1 to 2 years.
Because so many people are talking about carbon capture. We actually know what it is, no? Just plant some trees. Is it?
It's one approach.
It's one way, right?
Yep.
And does it work? Like when people plant millions and billions of trees, do you see an impact, or do you just know how tall they are and you can kind of calculate what is happening? Or
yeah, that's definitely one application. You know, a lot of companies have big net zero goals and are engaged in these large-scale tree planting projects. And one of the applications of this data set is encouraging some transparency in those projects, tracking, making sure that planting is happening. And then exactly like you said, because we're measuring height, it can be a proxy for biomass, and we can measure carbon that way as well.
It isn't too complicated to plant trees, right? You just put a thing in the earth a little bit?
Depends where you're planting, what you're planting, and you know where the funding comes from, how it's maintained. I think there's a lot that goes into it, but it's definitely one solution to mitigating climate change.
Is there a lot of place to put more trees, you would say?
I think in a lot of places we can be planting more trees.
Plenty more, like so many more. Like, is it possible to zoom out to see more of your data?
Not on this
just
one.
an
I
example?
can show you here on this one. So here is our data set. This is an example in Hawaii where you can see the half-meter data showing, you know, you can see individual trees in a lot of cases, which is
So what is the yellow, what is the blue?
So the yellow is a taller tree, and the blue is bare ground or much shorter vegetation.
And is it updated often, the data?
So right now the data exists just for 2020, so you could use this as a baseline to measure the status of an area before you do your planting. But eventually we will reprocess the world when we have the new version of the foundation model and acquire newer imagery.
What is this earthengine.app?
This is just where the data is hosted, or it's one place where the data is hosted, so you can access the data here, or it's on S3 as well. And I have some QR codes if that would be interesting.
So are you using like the llama or something like that?
No, we're using DiNOv2, which is a computer vision model.
And how much improvement could be done in that model?
Well, there's a DiNOv3 coming out soon, and the improvement is quite a bit, and we're excited about it.
It could enable you to do what, for example?
The issues we're working to resolve in the first release are issues with mosaicing different images together. So when the satellite acquires footprints of images, how we link them together, as well as some saturation in really tall trees, and better coverage of areas where there's clouds in the first version.
Do you do anything about photographing the coral reefs?
No, just trees.
That's some other guy somewhere.
Yeah.
Right? Then you can't see it from the satellites through the water, or you might, maybe, I don't know.
I don't know either.
Maybe there's something that could be done with the models or something.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like the two things you could do: plant some trees, or make sure the fish are okay, so the corals are fine, and then that would solve a lot of the. I'm just a YouTuber, right? But I'm thinking that could solve a lot of the emissions problem. If you just capture the CO2 this way.
There's a lot of ways we can be tackling the problem. Those are two of them, yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.